Hello there, my Libra suns and rising. So here we are. We're at the end of March, and on March 30th, we have Neptune leaving its home sign of Pisces and moving into Aries, which happens to also be your opposite or axis sign. And for the last 2 years, actually, you have been in the South Node position with Aries in the North Node position. The last 2 years have been challenging for Aries Libra axis people. Lots of changes, lots of stuff have been happening. But you're coming out of it now. The North Node has changed to Pisces, South Node to Virgo. So, phew, those days are gone. But now we have Neptune moving into Aries, and this is moving into your seventh house of partnerships. Now, Neptune is a spiritual planet. It's very spiritual. It's kind of called the planet of the rose-colored glasses, and it has sort of a fog. It doesn't see things for as they really are, and that's because it sees things through a spiritual lens. It sees things. It's kind of like the Force in Star Wars. It sees things with its heart and with its soul. And because of that, it doesn't always see things very clearly. Now, this is the first time that Neptune has been in Aries since 1875. And when it went into Aries back then in the 1800s, it was 1862 at the beginning of the towards the beginning of the Civil War. So that kind of gives you sort of maybe a flavor of the Neptunian experience, right? But what's going to happen is Neptune is leaving your sixth house and moving into your seventh house of partnerships, marriage, and business partnerships. And this visit's going to last. The first part of it's going to last till October 22nd. Then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces again and then move permanently back into Aries in 2026 until all the way until 2039. So it's going to be quite a long a story. I didn't mean the word village. A long visit was what I was trying to say. But it's actually January 26, 2026. I love the numbers on that. Neptune's going to return for the remainder of its stay. And it's really going to have you rethink and reshape your relationship with intimacy in general. You are an idealistic sign and you love being married. That's what, Libras have to be in a partnership. They just really do. They don't feel really complete unless they have that other half. It's a rare Libra who has other kind of aspects who isn't that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we've kind of, in our society today, we have this independence and we have a feeling like you have to be independent. But no, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be in a partnership. But your idealistic sign will love the romance of it and will love the connection and the chance to explore the spiritual side of relationships. But just understand that Neptune has a little fog, a little finger of fog that can blur fantasy and reality. And so make sure you're really keeping your eyes open as to what's real and what is more fantasy. It's tempting to romanticize love. Of course, we always do. But just keep in mind, there are no perfect people. You're not perfect. No one is perfect. Everyone has off days. Be realistic in your expectations. You may fall in love with that and get married to that person on that pedestal. Pedestals crumble, but it's a healing transit. This is a healing transit for relationships. So if you already are in a relationship and you need to extend forgiveness or be forgiven, or there needs to be a release, or this whole transit is going to be a fresh approach to your marital love and business partnership relationships. And I will say, because Neptune is in Aries, and that is your opposite sign, you might find yourself more attracted to Aries, independent, kind of assertive types who shake things up a little bit more than you have been in the past. Even though a lot of Libras really enjoy having relationships with Aries, but there's not, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, Neptune is really going to inspire, though, your unconditional love, which is something that our lovely Libras never really have a problem with anyway, even though Even though I'll tell you, that's one of your sayings. On the other hand, that's what Libras like to say. They always like to explore both sides of the issues. Always like to be very super fair. And by the way, Aries hate that. Aries wants you to be you're either right or day on my side or nothing. But Neptune really is going to inspire you to really explore that unconditional love. Just make sure those boundaries are in place as always and eyes are opened, because unconditional love still shouldn't hurt, right? And unconditional love means that you need to be loved for who you are as well. All right, that's Neptune and Aries.